Hey YouTube, Peterbilt Knife Guy. Today we're going to be taking a look at another Vosteed. Quit looking at my manhole steins. The Vosteed Mink XL. Now, if you've watched my channel for any period of time, you would know how highly I talked about the Vosteed Mink in general. This knife has been one of the better, almost I would go to say best EDC fixed blade knives that I've ever had. And check it out, it's got the custom Lucas Carroll scales on there. I'm gonna put his information in the description also. He actually recently did just purchase a Mink XL, and so he's gonna be making scales, custom scales for both of these if you're interested. Personally, I do like the stock scales. These were sent to me by Lucas, and yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, if you watch my channel, you know, excellent freaking knife. This one is pretty much the same. Now, it is a little bit big for me to EDC, so I don't know if I would call this a pocket fixie. It is the Mink XL. Let's get this box out of here. Y'all know how I feel about boxes. Here's your info. Some people care about this, some people don't. You get some literature, you get a sticker, you get a nice microfiber cloth. Awesome, cool, don't care about boxes. Stupid boxes. So this, like I said, is the XL version of the Vosteed Mink. And, you know, somebody will correct me in the comments. Is that a sheep's foot? Is that a Warrenclyffe? If you look, doesn't really fall under either one of them. A modified sheep's foot? I guess it would be a modified sheep's foot because there's a belly. Warrenclyffe's kind of got more of a flat. I don't know. I don't know if I could trust this thing. But yeah, what do we got here for specs? First off, we got Nitro V. Blade length from tip to scales, you're looking at just about 4 inches from tip of the scales, so about 4 inches. So you're looking at about 8 inches exactly overall, with about a 3 and just hair over 3 3/4 of cutting edge. Blade thickness, I believe, is 1/8 inch. It might be just a hair under 1/8 inch. So it's a thin, slicey knife. Now, that was the one thing that I did find with the Mink. This thing is a slicer, and you can see, look at the patina on there. My damn camera would ever focus. I put this thing through hell. I have used this a lot. And one thing it did do is make me like Nitro V. I've never really used much in Nitro V before, but it has turned out to be one of my more favorite steels. Now, I have had an issue with it corroding, but I think that's just my situation and how I carry my knives. Nitro V is not necessarily gonna corrode as much as that one did. We have canvas micarta scales with a grenade frag pattern on there, and you know what? I freaking dig it. And another thing I like is I like the placement of their jimping. They got it back here, they got it up here, so if you had to really bear down on something, you could comfortably. I have double extra large hands, and I still find it a comfortable grip. I really do. This one has kind of a tall, very tall saber grind with just this like little relief thing on the top here. I dig it. The lines on this knife are freaking awesome. Just one of those things I freaking love. It's got like a stone wash finish on it, and it is relatively thin, and that's another thing I really like about it too. You can index this knife extremely well. You know where it is in your hand because of the thinness of the scales. Sometimes when they put the fatter scales on things, in my opinion, they just don't index well, especially with these smaller knives and my bigger hands. The sheath is a nice sheath. It did come with like this little retention slip thing too. So right now I have that off because I was messing around with ways of carrying it. It did come with one of these Tech Lock Dealy things. I'm just not a big fan of these. I tend to carry my knives because I wear overalls vertically, so I'll clip this into the top of my overalls. It stays there, and I was actually trying to figure out a way to where I can run this like that, but then I found out it's just too big of a knife for me to EDC. Side by side with just the standard Mink, you know, it's not excessively bigger, but it is noticeably bigger when it's when you're EDCing it. So yeah, I just ended up taking this off, and usually there's a slip right here to where you can adjust tension, which is kind of cool. So right now, they did a great job on the sheath. It's just, I'm not for these things. Stupid pocket clips. So yeah, I was messing around with it and I haven't put that back in. So, but I mean, even then, there's no rattle at all. It's not going anywhere, but you can definitely kind of lock it in by adjusting the retention with this sliding deal here. I put this thing on it. It's not something I'm going to keep on there. I was just messing around, but yeah, anyways, let's get to using this thing. So yeah, being a smaller EDC, EDC style fixed blade, a little bit big for me to EDC, but a lot of people would love to EDC knife this size. Cardboard. This tall, super thin, flat grind, almost full flat, because there's that relief cut at the top, which it's not freaking showing. Dirty hands. Yeah, it's really, really slicey. Cardboard monster. That was one of the things that the original Mink was for me, was a cardboard freaking monster, and I loved it. But what about bushcraft tasks? Can it do it? I'm sure it can. This style lends itself to just be useful all over. Now, I do suck at making curls, but look at those curls. Look at that. That impressed even me. Curl better than Stein's mom's toes. Yeah, this little thin edges on these things are just fantastic. I cannot say enough good about the Vosteed Mink and the Mink XL. Honestly, I wish they would have just kept it the same size as the other one, but changed the shape on the blade, because I do like this blade shape. It's just a little bit big for me to EDC. So yeah, she'll do curls. Let's see if she'll do some light batoning. Now, this is a very thin knife. It's not a batoning knife. I do it so you don't have to wonder if you can. Now, here's one thing that I've noticed with these like sheepfoot Wharncliffe blades. They do not lend themselves to batoning that much, because when I hit it, it just wants to glance off. It'll do it, but just not my favorite for batoning. There's actually a couple janky knots in there. Let's take a look at that. Perfect. Nothing wrong with it. One thing I've noticed with Nitro V is it holds a dang good edge. I've been very impressed with Nitro V. And I know some people have had issues with it. I haven't had any. I really like this stuff, to be honest with you. And yes, I know this is not how you're supposed to use a knife. Did not like to go through that, but Frauris. So the Vosteed Mink XL. You know I freaking love this knife. If you've watched, go back and watch my review of this guy. This is just a little bit bigger package with a little bit different blade shape. That Nitro V, I know I didn't really abuse it, but man, it holds and takes a great freaking edge. It's not enough I could say about them, actually. I would 100% recommend buying either one of these knives if you want a small, relatively, I'm gonna say budget EDC. So I'm gonna have the link for this in the description. I'm also gonna throw in the link for this in the description, in case you're interested in either one of these. They're both fantastic knives. This one's a little bit more EDC friendly in my opinion. This one's a little bit more belt clip, whatever. So yeah. And if you made it this far into the video, you're awesome. And not only are you awesome, you're my hero. You know who else is awesome though? This guy right here. Oh wait, it's not that guy. This guy right here. This is Jake. He's the owner of Very Good Knife Company. He has one of the sexiest mustaches in the knife world, and he has started a GoFundMe campaign. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. If you guys can donate anything, $1, $2, $5. I've donated, Scab's donated. A lot of people in the knife community has donated so far. we would all appreciate the help to get this man back to doing what he does best and making American-made knives at a reasonable price. Thanks for watching.